What is up, everybody? Zach from Moto Chronicles. Today we're going to be installing black plastics on the 701. Sourcing all this stuff was somewhat of a pain. There's a difference between the Supermoto and the Enduro. I'm obviously putting these on the Enduro. I have the Supermoto parts as well, so I'll detail all of it and kind of what's different, what you can order from Husky, what has to be aftermarket and stuff. But hope this video helps you guys out. Hope you enjoy it. It's Ryder's first appearance in a video. We just picked her up a few days ago, rescued her. So yeah, we're gonna put these plastics on, huh? All right, guys, so to start, we'll kind of go over what we got here. So the parts that are the same are gonna be the headlight mask, the rear fender, the two rear fenders, rear side fenders, and then the two front fairings. All that stuff between the Supermoto and the Enduro are the same. Now you can see, looking here, this is the Supermoto fender. This is the Enduro fender. This is an Acerbis fender, and this is an OEM Husky. You can see that the difference is basically the length of the front of it. So this does look a little funky on the Enduro. I tested it out, wasn't a fan, so I wound up finding this. This actually is from an FE501S in a 2023, and that's the same thing with these fork guards, or we'll go into those in a minute. But so the FE501S runs the same fender that the Husky Enduro runs, and so that's what we're gonna run on this bike. And then the Supermoto, like I was saying, is just a little bit shorter. So these are the same Acerbis. These are the same fork covers these are Acerbis fork covers, and this is an OEM Husky Supermoto fork cover. You can see the bolts don't even line up. If you take this over to the bike, this would be this side, it's completely different. So these won't work at all on an Enduro. The only difference here that I see is this is a little bit of a gloss finish, and this is a little bit of a matte finish, which honestly, with the way that these forks are gonna get beat up and stuff off-road, I kinda like this a little bit better. Allegedly, the black plastics do tend to scratch a little easier. But as far as coming back to the front fenders, I can't tell a difference in the black at all, so it's basically a perfect match. All right, so the first thing we're gonna need to do is remove any racks and stuff you have on your bike. So I have the Outback Motortech rack and crash bar. We're gonna pull those off. If you do not know how to pull those off, I'm not really gonna detail it in this video, but I'll drop a link down below, and that'll have the install video for all this stuff. So. Next thing we're gonna do is remove the seat. So there's this little cord on the left side of the bike. Pull this, and then the seat will pop up back here. And you have a clip up front. Just pops out, and clip back here. And over here, it just pops out. And your seat will just come right off. Okay guys, once you have the seat removed, I'm gonna go ahead and start at the rear of the motorcycle. I'm gonna start with the rear fenders first. So it's these two bolts here. And then we got a bolt up under here and another bolt up under here. If you have the stock exhaust, this bolt is a nightmare. Your best bet's to unhook the exhaust. I'll show you guys a video detailing that as well. And then if you have the big old thing back here, you're gonna have to pull that off as well, which I believe I have some video of that too, so I'll include both of those things. All right, then once you have these removed, you're gonna kind of fold this out and over, and it'll be the same when you put it back on. You kind of gotta fold it around there. That's the rear fender off. To do the tidy tail, you probably only need to drop these two. These are 13. All right, and then that'll give you enough room to get to that bolt right there now. Okay guys, and the next step is we're gonna remove this left side of the motorcycle. So as you can see, the top's already kind of loose. There is just a pop on the front here that pops out. And then I find it easiest to get it on and off if you do just take this plate off. So those three right there. So this is why I think it's easiest just to pop this cover off, is because when you wind up putting this back on, you got to get it perfectly lined up in there like that. so it's easier just to pull it. All right, then once you have that left side off the bike, we'll go ahead and we'll pull this right side off. You can see this thing's already kind of out. And then we just got to get a screwdriver back in here and pop that clip. You can see that white tab right there, so you got to get a screwdriver through there and pop that out of right there. And then this guy will just come off. If you guys are gonna wind up using either the grab handles or a rack or any form of thing, you're gonna want to drill the holes. If not, you can skip this part. But each of the side fenders has this little bullseye with a dot, and then your rear fender will have these little markings here. So I'm gonna start out with just drilling a little pilot hole. And then they say to do this to 5/8 of an inch. I'm gonna go one step past that. Feel like having a little bit more play was good. I wound up, believe, having to drill it out a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and start out with the pilot hole. All right, and then we'll go ahead and get these put back on. So we'll do the reverse of what we just did. So get this right side put on first. Again, you'll just have to make sure that that clip goes into that spot, and then make sure that that little clip goes there. We'll go ahead and get this heat shield back on here. So it helps if you line up this push guy first up there. Then we'll go ahead and get this rear fender put back on. So this is the kind of part where I was talking about. It helps if you start on one side, probably the side with the cord from the gas thing, and then you kind of got to fold this piece around there like that. Get all that into place. Should come in more. There we go. All right, guys, then we'll move up to the front part of the bike here. So we just got, what? You're all right. So we just got 4 bolts. Two shorter ones go up top, 2 longer ones go in the front. Then off the stock one, we'll just need to remove the seat bushing here. So just kind of put these guys through. And then this will just push right back on there. Just like that. So now we're gonna put the seat back on. You gotta get these two things to line up with these two things down here. Get those two pushed in, and then get that guy pushed on. There's the rear of the bike. All right, next thing we're gonna do is the front headlight mask and the fender. This may look a little bit different than yours. It's gonna look different on both sides, but you'll have two of these on each side. So we'll go ahead and remove this guy here. Got one down here. And then I have an Allen there. Get the cords out of there. And this guy will just come on off. You'll just unclip your headlight. This will look a little bit different, but this plug should be the same. We'll go ahead and do the fender. So we have these two bolts up top. And then these two bolts down below. Go ahead and put the new fender on. All right, let's go ahead and get this headlight taken apart. Now this might look a little bit different, but just pull it off. You're basically gonna take these four and it'll separate the white part. These two up here. All right guys, and once you have those bolts out, this will just separate. Set that aside for now. I do have the Baja Works windscreen put on here. I'm gonna pull that off and get it put on the new one, and then see you guys in a couple minutes. All right guys, now that we got the Baja Works windscreen back on there, or onto the new one rather, go ahead and put this back together. So this just kind of slides in here. Now, don't mess this up, because at one point, somehow, I wound up with a longer screw for these black ones. And you can see right here, when I wound up with the longer screw, I put it in the top and it went through. So make sure the screws you're using are the right ones so you don't mess up your plastics like I did. All right, and there's the headlight mask put back together. All right guys, now we'll plug the headlight back in, put that headlight mask on. All right, and the last thing we'll do is the fork covers. All right, guys, somehow when I filmed this, I forgot to do an outro, so I'll do it now. But hope this video helped you guys out. Hopefully it saves you some time and energy and money trying to search for the right parts. I think that's the big part of this. Plastics install is pretty easy, but as you can see, bike looks great. Super happy with the way it came out. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Appreciate the support. You guys have a good day.